Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Tovah, and welcome to Chris and Tovah's Amazing Adventures. Today, we're going to teach you everything you need to know about hiking the Grand Canyon Rim to Rim Trail. We've done it, and it's amazing. So you guessed it, we're not at the Grand Canyon currently. We're out on a local hike at one of our favorite spots, and we thought today would be a great time to go for a little walk and fill you in on everything Grand Canyon Rim to Rim related.
So, fun fact, less than 1% of visitors to the Grand Canyon have actually hiked below the rim. And we've actually hiked from rim to rim, which is less than 1%.
Yeah, it's definitely a strenuous hike, so you want to make sure that you're well prepared going into it. It's not something that you just arrive at the Grand Canyon and decide that you're going to do. So if you want to hike rim to rim, you do need a permit because you'll be camping down in the canyon, and you can do the hike over 3 to 4 days is what's generally recommended, although people do it in one. But we decided that just wouldn't be very much fun and give us very much time to explore the area. So we did it over 4 days, and you basically apply through a lottery system, and the only way that they accept your application is through fax. Yes, that is correct. Current as of today, it is still fax is the only way that you can put in your application. So what's recommended, or what we would recommend, is select a bunch of different dates that you're willing to do the hike on and put them all in. It'll give you the best chance that you might get selected. So when we did the hike, we put in for 10 different dates, and we were lucky enough to get selected the first year that we tried. I would also recommend, if you're doing rim to rim, to book the hotels at each rim to coincide with all the dates that you apply for in the lottery. In case you're selected, then you're ready to go, because hotels do book up really quick as well. And then you can just cancel the dates that you don't need.
So as it's almost a 40-kilometer hike from rim to rim, I highly suggest that you do some workup training, that you do some practice hikes, some weighted practice hikes, incline, decline. It's highly suggested.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy hike, and we did do a lot of training beforehand, partly because my job is physical training, so I was definitely going to make sure that we were ready to go. We would also recommend, when you go on those practice hikes, that you make sure you also wear the gear that you plan to wear. So something as simple as getting a brand new pair of socks right before the hike and taking them with you, really bad idea. You could easily end up with blisters or chafing, or just something not going your way. So use those practice hikes not only for training, but also to just kind of work through any kinks that you might have with your gear. And if you're interested in learning more about the right gear and how to pack your pack and all of those kinds of things, just stay tuned to our channel for future videos.
So we managed to go and do the rim to rim in 4 days. There's 4 days, 3 nights.
Yep.
Yeah, and we saw some people along the way that were hiking it rim to rim all one day. So they started early in the morning and they finished late at night. So if you're okay with hiking in the dark with spiders and snakes and whatever else is in the dark, by all means. Also, you have to be aware that it gets really, really hot. I think the hottest we had was, 100?
Little over 100 when we were in the bottom of the canyon. So definitely, generally speaking, you want to get up early, have some breakfast, have some coffee, then hit the trail so that you can get to your campsite by lunchtime or early afternoon before it gets way too hot. As well, part of the reason that we chose to do it in 4 days instead of pushing the pace a little bit more, we definitely could have done the distance in 3 days or even 2 days. But there's some good waterfalls and you can swim in the river, and there's lots of really neat things to check out along the way. And if you're pushing the pace, you're not going to have the opportunity to do those things. So the route that we took when we did the canyon hike is we started in the north and we finished in the south. So the south side, that's the really popular tourist side, and that's where we finished our hike at. So highly recommend that you, if you're going to start in the north, that you book a night to stay at the lodge that's there. Really, really beautiful. Get there early so that you can enjoy the grounds, take lots of pictures, and you can actually see from that rim over to the south rim, which is pretty cool. So you can visualize where you're gonna end up a couple of days later. And the food there is spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Really, really yummy. Great, great way to get good food in your belly before you head out on a long, hot, sweaty hike. But we went from the north rim, we went down the North Kaibab Trail, and then linked into the Bright Angel Trail. And if you're worried that you need to do this with a guide, or you're worried that you might get lost, the Grand Canyon Rim to Rim Trail is very well marked. It's well maintained. It's easy to identify. So you're not going to worry that you're missing some little path and you're going to get lost. It is easy to follow that trail. And so you head down the trail. The 3 campgrounds that we stayed at were Cottonwood, Bright Angel, and Indian Garden. And there's also Phantom Ranch, which is right at the bottom or the base of the canyon. And that's at the Bright Angel campground. They're side by side. Really nice area. So if you're somebody who maybe doesn't want to rough it quite as much, you could choose to stay in the cabins there. But again, you need to book well in advance in order to get a site.
Make sure you bring plenty of water. There is water spots along the way. They are marked on your map. But we found that some of the spots didn't actually function, so there was no running water. We brought a camelback, so we had 3 to 4 liters of water each, and we filled up a water bottle or camelbacks whenever we had the opportunity.
In addition to bringing water, you also want to make sure that you bring some electrolytes with you. So whether that's sports crystals, something like Gatorade or Powerade, or there's tablets you can buy, or you can also make your own electrolyte drink. One that we really like is a pinch of salt with a little bit of maple syrup mixed in your water. Tastes great and really easy to pack on the trail. And like Chris said, there are water stops along the way, but they're not always working, and you can't rely on the fact that there's going to be water, because you could end up doing the entire rim to rim hike with not having any ability to refill from a tap. So it's also important that you make sure you're bringing a means of purifying water, because you might need to get it out of the river.
There's a really high amount of rescues in the Grand Canyon for people that are not prepared for this kind of hike. So make sure you prepare for the hike.
Yeah, and if you need a rescue from Grand Canyon National Park, it's on your dime. So you're going to pay the bill for the rescuers. So you want to make sure if you're ready to hike in, that you're ready to hike out. So not only training, making sure that you have proper means for hydration, but also making sure that your first aid skills are up to snuff, because when you're out there, really, it's just you. The Grand Canyon Rim to Rim hike, experience of a lifetime, don't you think, Chris?
Oh yeah. Rim to Rim is going to be one of our #1 hikes and probably will be forever. So if you ever have a chance and are brave enough, definitely try it, definitely do it.
So having had done the Rim to Rim hike, we both felt that after we'd really like to go back and hike rim to rim to rim. So hopefully one day we'll get the opportunity to do it again. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave us a question or a comment and we'll respond back. And don't forget to subscribe for more travel and expat adventures. See you next time.